Channel 6 News Weekend Edition, we're talking severe weather. 3 tornadoes touched down in our area today, and the Channel 6 weather team has everything you need to know.
A house completely destroyed by today's tornado near Hillsboro. We'll have the details on this devastating story next.
And we've got a look at the damage one tornado left behind near T. It's the top of the hour. Channel 6 News Weekend Edition starts right now. Good evening and thanks for joining us here on Weekend Edition. I'm Imani Payne. We begin tonight with severe weather. The National Weather Service confirms that 3 tornadoes touched down in central Texas today, 2 in Hill County and 1 in southern Freestone County. And all of central Texas remain under a tornado watch or warning for most of the day. One of those tornadoes almost completely wiped out a home in Hillsboro. Now a family is left wondering what's next. Channel 6 News reporter Cole Johnson joins us now with their story. Cole.
Imani, the wind in the area was so strong it flipped an RV and turned half of the house to rubble. But this Hillsboro family says they are thankful because it could have been a lot worse.
Like a train coming through the house.
Complete devastation. After a tornado touched down near Hillsboro, one house a few miles outside of town took a huge hit, flipping an RV across the yard, shattering glass, and pushing part of the house off its foundation.
My son-in-law came running in the house, yelling, "Get in the bathroom, get in the bathrooms." And I was scared. I don't think I was screaming, but our grandson was screaming.
Early Saturday afternoon, the Martin family hunkered down while their home was being ripped apart. The strength of the wind was incredible, splitting a tree in half and pushing the family boat into a completely different spot on the property. Despite seeing their home literally split in half, they're looking on the bright side, feeling lucky to be alive.
Well, it could have been a lot worse.
And now they're getting help in picking up the pieces of their life.
A situation like this happens, we try to come out as quickly as possible and get the family on the road to recovery as quickly as possible.
According to Craig Rouse with the American Red Cross, the Martins were the only storm damage call they received Saturday. The Red Cross will be giving them assistance to help get them back on their feet.
So as soon as we rolled up, it's pretty obvious that the house is destroyed, so we're going to be able to provide some assistance to the family.
And after tonight, they're able to take the first few steps in putting their home and lives back together.
God was watching us. We're blessed. We're blessed.
Now to keep up to date with all of our future storm coverage, head to our website, kcntv.com. Imani?
All right, thanks, Cole. Now to the town of Dew near T, where another tornado touched down. There was significant damage to a structure and cars, as well as several downed trees. One tree fell onto a car, while another tree next to a power line caught fire. A firefighter who was working a wreck says he saw the tornado touch down.
We proceeded to watch the clouds, and they began to come together. And as they began to come together, they began to rotate, and they were going northeast at the time, and over a period of 30 seconds, it changed its path to southeast.
Luckily, no injuries were reported, but there are still a few road closures where those downed trees are. And the heavy rains led to a water rescue in Waco. It happened in the 4500 block of Franklin Avenue. Here's an image from the scene from Waco Fire. Crews say flowing water in the creek started to quickly rise, and a bystander helped firefighters rescue 2 men who were stranded in that creek. Crews say both men were very lucky to make it out, and they're asking everyone to be cautious. Now we want to send it right over to meteorologist Zach Scott. He's been tracking the storms all day long for us. And Zach, is the worst of it behind us, or is there still some more on the way?
Yeah, well, today's round is pretty much pushed off towards the southeast, Imani. We still have ingredients in place that tomorrow we could certainly see a few more strong to severe thunderstorms, and I'll talk more about that as we go deeper into the show. Dew is just above this icon here, right along I-45. If it's the same tornado or not, the National Weather Service is going to go out there and survey a few areas tomorrow. That's one of them. But if it was the same tornado, it may have gotten a lot stronger and a lot larger just to the south of there and then crossed I-45. Of course, we also had a couple of tornadoes around Hillsboro and then over to the east of there as well. Maybe the same tornado. Sometimes they'll come down, go back up, and then come back down briefly again. That storm nonetheless produced at least a couple tornadoes, moved over into Navarro County, produced another tornado too. So really, we were just looking at 2 storms that moved from west to east and had the tornadoes with them and the strong winds. Right now, our line of storms along a cold front is pushed down to the southeast and is just now hugging our far southern boundaries. Heavy rain coming to an end in Rockdale, southern portions of Milam, Robertson, and Leon County. Seeing the rain continue to push a little bit further south and taking off the lightning there, and there is quite the light show going on down there. Nothing too concerning, nothing severe right now, just some heavy rain pressing south. Big changes on the way out ahead of a cold front. You can certainly see it here making its way down from the northern plains into the central plains. That front's going to come through as we go through the day tomorrow. Some isolated showers and thunderstorms will be possible out ahead of it and much colder air behind it. Temperatures in the 40s for a couple of days. With tomorrow's threat, a few isolated strong to severe thunderstorms will be possible. I've got it as a low end. Why? Because I don't think there's going to be numerous severe storms, but we could certainly see a few. Damaging hail will be the main, or damaging wind rather, will be the main threat. An isolated tornado or two can't be ruled out. More details on that, I'll time it out for you. And the big cool down on the way, Monty.
All right, thanks, Zach. Now, if a tornado does touch down in your area, the Red Cross says it's best to hunker down in a basement, storm cellar, or an interior room on the lowest floor with no windows. If you're in a high-rise building, pick a hallway in the center of the building because you may not have enough time to go to the lowest floor. And if you live in a mobile home, if your mobile home park does not have a designated shelter, find a safe place in a nearby sturdy building. Also, remember to protect your pets and tie down outside furniture if possible. And to stay up to date on local weather conditions, you can find it all on our website. That's KCENTV.com. The search for survivors ramps up in Florida 3 days after Hurricane Michael hit. At least 18 people in 4 states died because of the storm. And with communication challenges in the affected areas, it's unclear how many more people are missing. NBC's Chris Pallone has the latest.
Along the Florida Gulf Coast Saturday, a second, more thorough search for survivors. First responders from around the region going door to door looking for anyone who didn't get out before Michael roared in. Those who did survive still stunned by the destruction.
If that tree would have come a little closer, this way we'd have been gone.
The hardest hit area, Mexico Beach, Florida, at least 85% of the town wiped away.
Well, the high water mark was probably somewhere right around here.
Crews are making progress, but there is so much work to be done, clearing roads and cleaning up debris. Power still out to hundreds of thousands, cell service non-existent for miles. Those who have something left are worried about another threat.
People are crazy and people loot and people get desperate, and so you want to be able to protect yourself and your family.
Near Panama City, Tyndall Air Force Base still unoccupied, too dangerous for the 3,600 people stationed there. The state and federal governments are trying to get gas, food, and water to people who desperately need it.
We're a little broken, but we're going to survive.
For those who lost everything, a little hope goes a long way. Chris Pallone, NBC News.
Switching gears now, Waco police say a man is recovering in the hospital after being stabbed by his wife. It happened in the 4000 block of Lakeshore Drive. Officers say Liberty Renaud and her husband Cody Turner had been arguing when things escalated and Renaud stabbed Turner. Police say Turner was stabbed multiple times in the head, neck, and torso area. He's now recovering in the hospital while Renaud is facing a charge of aggravated assault. Now to Robinson, where 3 men are behind bars, but one is still on the run after crashing a stolen car into a power pole. It happened on Newland Street. Nearby streets were closed so Encore and emergency crews could assess the damage. The 4th suspect was last seen running towards Loop 340. He's described as a short, younger black male and was wearing a gray hoodie. If you know anything, contact Robinson Police. In national news, hundreds gathered in New York today for the funeral of 8 people who died in a limousine crash last weekend that killed 20 people. The funeral was held for 4 sisters and 4 other family members. The combined service was held a week after the stretch limo loaded with 18 people ran a stop sign and crashed at the bottom of a hill. Everyone in the limo died, as well as 2 pedestrians. An investigation is underway. Well, still ahead on Channel 6 News Weekend Edition, Waco Pride Weekend got underway today. We have a look next. And later, we'll get another check-in on local weather conditions. Stick with us.